guys! Today I'm here with author Evelyn Skye, who's the author of The Crowns Game, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a Q&A video. So are you ready for this?
Okay, yeah, ready.
Alright, so first off I want you to tell us a little bit about your book.
Okay, so the book, The Crowns Game, it's kind of like, let's see, Red Queen meets Shadow and Bone.
Ooh.
And it's two enchanters who are fighting a duel to the death in Imperial Russia, real Russia.
How awesome does that sound? I'm so excited for this book.
Thank you!
So, where did you find the inspiration for this story? Like, did it just hit you, or like, were you inspired by Russia? Like,
yeah. Yeah, okay, so I was a Russian literature and history major in college, yes.
Okay, so you know your stuff.
Right. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for letting me major in something completely impractical. My grandmother was like, so what is she going to do with that degree? And my mom said, don't worry, Evelyn will figure it out. She will figure it out.
She got this.
So I've written 8 other manuscripts that were never published.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so I was actually going to quit writing, and then I said, I'm just going to write this one crazy idea that I have, and that was this book.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
So what genres did you write in? Just fantasy?
I started, actually the very first thing I wrote was a time travel from Imperial Russia into like present day, and then I shifted into contemporary for a while, and I think, I don't know, I was getting better as a writer, but maybe it also wasn't my thing, right? It wasn't really me. And so that's why this idea of writing fantasy seemed so crazy until my friends reminded me that actually the first thing I wrote was fantasy. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever like publish those manuscripts?
Ooh, I don't know. I think like maybe they
need
should
some work, maybe.
Stay. Yeah, I tried to change one of them by adding in fairies.
Oh.
Because I said to my agent, I'm like, well, I can make this fantasy, and she was like, yeah, okay, I'll take a look at it. I don't think she ever read it.
So the book takes place in Russia.
Yes.
So if you could visit anywhere in Russia, where would you want to go?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so St. Petersburg is where most of the book takes place.
Okay.
And I'm super excited to introduce people to St. Petersburg because I think most people know about Moscow, which is like all the onion domes and like the fur hats and the beards, and it's like very traditional Russia. But St. Petersburg was actually like super European because Peter the Great wanted to show that they were part of Western Europe, and so it's super gorgeous. So like everyone go
there. When you go to Russia, go there.
Yes, start there.
Yes.
But also like throughout the book, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a way in which people are transported sort of through dreams to different places in Russia. So it's kind of like a tour of...
Getting me even more excited for this book.
The best places.
I'm gonna go home and read it right now.
Yes. Please, let's just ditch everything
later.
and read the book. Stop reading the book now. Thank you.
So how much research did you have to do to like make this book, basically?
Yeah, so part of it was like I had already studied it for 3 years, but that was a long time ago.
Right.
So, I mean, not that long ago. I'm super young. College wasn't that long ago. But then it was just kind of like reacquainting myself with things like, okay, wait, how exactly does the samovar work when they're pouring tea? So it's like I have to research that because I sort of knew, but then I kind of forgot.
Like those little details.
Yeah, or like what would they be wearing exactly in this situation? So that kind of stuff.
And it takes place in the 1800s?
Yes, 1825.
So what was that like too? Because like that's even more research. So you have to go back in time and like.
Yeah, I mean, kind of imagine like France. It was just after Napoleon's era, so it's like, especially in St. Petersburg, they're just wearing like fancy gowns, and it's exactly what you would see if you were thinking about Versailles or something like that. Yeah.
So we have multiple point of views throughout this book?
Yes, 10.
So what was that like? Whoa, 10?
10
I didn't even know there was 10. That's crazy.
Yes,
that's a lot.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Was it challenging?
It was fun. In a way, it almost made it easier to write the story because like sometimes I get stuck when I feel like there's not enough to say, but as soon as you shift to a different character, then you get to see the whole thing like from their perspective, right? So like some of the characters only have 1 or 2 chapters, but Vika and Nikolai have most of them, and then Pasha, he's like, I think Pasha's the main character, but I don't know, maybe he's a secondary character.
Yeah, if you were granted Enchanter Abilities, what would be like the first thing that you do?
Oh, that's tricky.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I should like go down my list of like superhero things. What would I do? I would make the weather like permanently sunny and warm because I get really cold. Yeah. But then like not too hot either.
Right. It's like a mix.
Yeah.
A mix.
Yeah. Invisibility. That'd be cool.
Yes, that'd
too,
be awesome.
Right.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
If you were to compete in the Crowns game, how do you think you'd do?
Oh my gosh, I would probably just like curl up into a ball and die. I'm like, I quit.
I'm done.
It's cool. No, because you have 5. Each enchanter has 5 turns.
Right.
And I think I would just be really stressed out. Like I'm like one of those people where if I have a to-do list, even if they're fun things, okay, like I mean, fighting in a duel to the death is not actually a fun thing.
Right.
But like even if they were fun things on my to-do list, I just want to get them all done.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I gotta go to this party, gotta go to this thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I would freak out, but I'm kind of competitive too. So
yeah, a little competitive side.
It might come out.
Yeah,
come out.
So there's a lot of delicious sounding food in this book. Did you do a lot of research for that? Are you a cook? Tell us your secrets.
I'm such a foodie.
I've seen your Instagram. You post a lot of food pictures.
Food so much. My secret dream before I became like a fiction writer, if I wasn't a fiction writer, I'd be a food writer. Yes.
That's awesome.
So I have this great Russian cookbook, and that's where I got some of the Russian stuff from. Okay. And it was just super fun to like enchant the food too. There's magic food, guys.
Ooh, magic food.
Yes. And sometimes it's dangerous, so you gotta be careful like what you eat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I did it.
That's awesome.
In college, I actually wrote a paper about the food in Anna Karenina.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that's how far back my love of food goes. Like, I'm very serious about this.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite Russian food that you've tried? Have you tried any like Russian dishes?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah?
What do I like? I really like piroshki, those little pies, like which I really shouldn't eat so many of, but they're
so good.
So good. Blini, that's Vika's favorite food, like strawberry jam. When you go to Russia, there's just these little stands. It's kind of like going to France and you can get crepes right on the street. So they're kind of the same idea. You eat blini with like mushrooms or jam, and it's very.
So have you visited Russia then?
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So in 2003, I went to Russia. My dad and I went on a trip from Moscow. We took a river cruise all the way up the Volga River to St. Petersburg.
That's awesome.
And then we stopped in a bunch of places along the way, and that's where some of those like dream places in the book come from.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Inspiration from that.
And I've had a pen pal in St. Petersburg since I was 18.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love
and so on that trip was the first time I met him, and he lives in St. Petersburg, right? So like he showed me around town.
That's so great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So I know that the book is just about to hit shelves. How deep into writing the sequel are you?
I am revising the sequel right now. I had to rewrite it a couple times because so I wrote an entire draft and I turned it in. My editor was super sweet, but I don't think it was. Yeah, it was just not right. So I tossed the whole thing.
Oh man!
Yes.
So you started completely over then?
Yes, I wrote a new book basically.
Wow.
So I have like a secret book somewhere.
Ooh.
It's totally different.
It's totally different.
Yes. So I rewrote the whole thing, and now I'm revising that one. Like we're on the right track. So yeah.
Where can people find you on the internet if they want to follow you?
Okay, I am on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. Evelyn Skye YA. I'm on Instagram, that's Evelyn_Skye, and then evelynskye.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you for letting me interview you today. Yes. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye. All right. Stress. Oh, I gotta like get down.
Oh.
It's fine. It'll work.